The wife cooked for her blind husband, but she always removed the fish eyes. Unaware, the husband eats with great relish every day. Instead, his wife snuck in a strange smile. It turned out that although Jack could not see, but he was very handsome. Even with his crutches, he was still hit on by beautiful women. And the strange thing is, when they saw Jack, they would always say something meaningful. Jack was puzzled, but he didn't think much of it until one day, a beautiful young woman came to his massage parlor. Little did Jack know, this woman would soon change his life forever. While Jack was concentrating on her massage, the young woman suddenly sat up and stared into the man's eyes. But after a few moments, she let out a long sigh. She whispered, "If it weren't for your blindness, your wife would not be good enough for you." Jack was puzzled, but before he could react, the young woman got up again and said, "There's a bodhisattva in the temple down the mountain. If you pray sincerely in front of it every day, in 100 days, your wish will come true." Jack was deep in thought. He thought about it for a while. When he got home that night, he told his wife. Jack decided to go to the mountain to pray to the bodhisattva. He prayed for his eyes to be restored. Unexpectedly, his wife's expression became unnatural. When she heard this answer, the wife's face turned cold. It turned out that the husband had been blind for 30 years, so he didn't know what his wife looked like. The wife feared that once he had regained his sight, he would inevitably dislike her for her ugliness, so she gouges the eyeballs out of the fish that Jack eats every day. Curse him for being like this fish and never seeing. But now, after hearing Jack's curiosity about her appearance, his wife jokingly asked. But Jack said, unbeknownst to him, this answer of Jack's gave his wife evil thoughts. Jack's mind was made up. No matter what, he wanted to know what his wife looked like every day, regardless of weather. He went to the temple to pray. One day, a male neighbor heard about it and kindly warned him not to get his hopes up. The neighbor mentioned that he had seen Jack's wife at the temple praying long ago, but it didn't work, did it? Jack was shocked. He couldn't understand why his wife had never told him about this. The neighbor didn't think much of it and explained. But despite what the neighbor said, Jack's mind began to wander. But with the 100 days approaching, in order to avoid any complications, he didn't ask his wife about it, but continued to go to the temple every day to pray. That day, it was finally the last day. Jack went to the temple as usual, but this time, he prayed with all his might, more earnestly than ever before. He prayed from dawn until dusk, and only then did he slowly open his eyes. Jack looked around, but to his disbelief, he still couldn't see. Jack was devastated. He returned home in a state of despair. Jack complained to his wife that his 100 efforts had been in vain, but just as he spoke, the stone he had been holding fell to the ground. As Jack bent down to pick it up, suddenly, a bright light appeared before him.